Hello, Aries. Welcome to your July 2022 monthly reading. This is going to be a tarot reading where we are going to look at the energy that's going to be most prevalent for you in the month of July, as well as any channel messages that comes through. And if you hear any background noises, I have a puppy and he is kind of noisy. He's eating his kibble right now, so I'm sure you can hear some of that, but he's very cute, very playful, and yeah, that's what's going on my end. So let's see what's going on your end, Aries. I'm curious to know. And also, I just want to say, like, it doesn't matter whether you click on this reading outside of the month of July or if it's like mid-July or the end of July. Whenever you see this and you click on it and you start listening, the message is meant for you. And this goes for any Aries placement sign or cross watchers, whatever, what have you. This reading, if you have even been drawn to it at all in any form or fashion or reasoning, it is meant for you, whatever comes out. So there might be something to do with your own dogs, your own puppies that you need to pay attention to. I just saw old age. Not that, like, whether you have an older dog or whether you're worried about them getting older. I just see like I just saw like wet food, like not full wet food, but like a little bit of wet food mixed in with their dry food. I think that will help a lot with any worries of like the aging process with your dogs. Just yeah, like everything's gonna be just fine with your animals. I just saw like I just saw an Akita, or not an Akita, a Shiba Inu with like a very like white face. After you know how those dogs, they get like white faces when they get older, and that's what I saw. And then I just saw like the kibble with the wet food in it. So whoever that applies to, take whatever resonates with this reading. Okay. All right. Let me do one more big boy shuffle for you, Aries, and then we'll get right into this and see what the cards have to say. I heard the word travel. There might be some traveling that happens. So make sure to do your vehicle maintenance. Make sure that you're getting oil changes every, what is it, like 3,000 miles or something like that, or every 3 months or something like that. But, very minimum, at least once or twice a year. Oil change, gas prices. I just heard gas prices, but like, I already know about the gas prices. We'll keep that. It's like you're kind of worried. I feel like you're worried about money, but there's really nothing to worry about. That's what I want to say. It's like I keep hearing like, oh, I'm worried the gas price is this. Oh, the inflation that. Oh, the food is expensive. Oh, like all this. Like, oh, well, wet food for my dog is more expensive. Oh, but then I keep feeling like it's kind of like pissing in the wind, where it's like you worrying about that stuff when you actually don't need to worry about that stuff actually causes issues, that like a self-fulfilling prophecy, like pissing in the wind. If you piss in the wind, you're going to get pee on yourself. Like, be careful what you say out into the universe as far as like your worries, because if you like complain despite the abundance that's actually happening in your life, you're actually going to like invite some negative shit into your life. So just be mindful of that. Be absolutely mindful of that. All right, let's look at the bottom of the deck energy. Interesting. Okay. So I'm loving what I'm seeing already. I just heard trouble with family, Capricorn specifically, like maybe you have a Capricorn in your family, or maybe you are dealing with a stubborn person in your family. Not saying Capricorns are stubborn, but like a goat, goats are stubborn. And that's what I saw in my mind, was like, stubborn family, something about family being a little bit more stubborn or difficult this month. Maybe you'll try to like travel to family or have family travel to you. And there's just like some hiccups or some like, there's some sort of like friction in that area I'm seeing. So What we have here to begin with, Aries, is the Nine of Vessels, and that is an amazing card to pop up in the first part of this reading, okay? So basically what the saying is, you have a lot to give. You have a lot of abundance in your life. You are like, you have done it, Aries, and like, Aries, I know you, Aries, you have the drive of, I was going to say an 18-wheeler. I don't know why, but like you have so much drive and go energy to get the life that you want. Whether that is just simply to have a life that's peaceful, or to not have depression, or to have enough money to go the places you want to go, or, you know, like it's whatever you have wanted, however big or small, you're doing it. You've achieved it. You have, not only have you achieved it, but you actually have more, you have a surplus, and it's time to share that. That's what I'm seeing, is like a surplus. You have a surplus, and that's probably why I was getting the messages of like there's no need to worry, because you're all good. Like everything's good in Aries world right now. As far as your like physical abundance and even your emotional abundance, you might feel like is overflowing. It's time to share that with others. Like keep some for yourself, but share some with others. You see this card, like he's got the big bowl in his lap, and then he's got all these other cups around him, but he's got these three bowls in front of him. These are the bowls that he's sharing with others. So keep most of it for yourself, because you worked for it, you deserve it. But share some. Don't be so selfish, Aries. Oh my gosh, like you have abundance galore. So be more generous, be more open, be more giving, be more generous, really, because that generosity that you give to the people in your life and the world around you is going to come back to you tenfold. Okay. I feel like there's this, it's funny because there's this theme I'm getting of like everything's good, but at the same time not. And it's kind of confusing, Aries, because it's like, well, which one is it? You know, because here we have this amazing generosity card, this amazing like abundance card. Like, look, there's so much energy flowing out of this person. And it's just like this almost like enlightened being that's just sharing everything that he's got. Well, not everything, but like he's keeping enough for himself, but like sharing the abundance with others. And it's like coming back to him, like these waves of energy. It's just lighting on fire. But then the next card is like this frustration that you're dealing with. So what I'm seeing is like you may have some serious concerns. You may have legitimate concerns in your life, whether this has to do with relationships, family members, your finances. I don't really feel like has to do with finances. More like it's more like your relationships and like being able to communicate your needs without it being frustrated. I feel like that's kind of maybe where things are at right now, is like whenever you try to say, I'm going in this direction, I want this, it feels like it's met with like, it's almost like you're not hitting your target because you're not like, people aren't really like maybe having a hard time following along because they're stubborn. Like you have this vision, Aries, you have this dream. And like in your world, Aries, if people were to just listen to you and go along with your plans and the way that you want to execute things and the way that you communicate in open communication and just really laying everything out on the table, life would be so much simpler. Like you see this card here, this hunter is trying to hunt this goat, but he's missed almost all this. He's missed 4 of his arrows and he only has 1 arrow left. And I'm sure he's starving. Like, look how skinny he is. Like, he probably needs that sustenance to take home to his family. Otherwise, his family very well may starve. And yet here he is like missing the mark, and he's got 1 more arrow left. And that's why this next card has come out, the Guardian, because the Guardian has to do with your spirit guides, your ancestors. I feel mostly ancestors right now, maybe like a lost parent. I'm hearing father, mother, like a significant parent loss is helping you shoot this last arrow. Like, you've done everything you can in this situation, whatever is frustrating you in your life. It feels like all is going well except this like one thing that's kind of a big deal. And it's like, in order to, you're like worried that you're not going to hit that last arrow. You're like, I'm trying, I'm trying, I'm trying. And yet, like, I am not yielding results. Like, what can I do? It's almost like, I don't want to say stuck energy because you're definitely taking action, but it's like, how much more can you keep giving to this situation and like not getting what you need out of it? That's why your guardians are here, your ancestors are here to say, keep shooting those arrows, because you're going to get that last shot. Like, his guides I see are like helping him aim correctly at this goat to help overcome the stubbornness that you may be facing, like up against, like that's causing frustration on whatever level. I feel like I keep hearing the word communication, like maybe there's been problems with communication, like you feel like you're not heard or that the people around you aren't being truthful. Like, there needs to be more communication, more clear communication. And I feel like I'm being drawn back to this card. Like, instead of just like rapid fire communication, like bam, 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 this is what I think, bam, 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 take a moment to like sit and meditate and really get clear about where you are internally, and like take stock of your own own emotions in a meditative state. Just slow down and take stock of your own emotions before shooting that last arrow. Like, this guy, I just saw him like taking a deep breath, and then releasing his arrow, instead of like, oh my gosh, there's my opportunity, bam, 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 bam. It's like, slow down, take a breath, meditate for a second, and then go ahead and shoot your arrow into the direction of whatever it is you're meant to be going and doing, whatever it is you're trying to overcome, whatever frustration you're trying to move through, whatever goal that you're trying to get. Also, ask for help. Your ancestors, the good ones, cannot step in without you asking for help. So even if you just, like, I know praying is kind of a trigger word. It used to be a trigger word for me big time, because like I was raised very religious, and like I fell out of that, but then kind of came full circle where I'm not like religious now, but I definitely I'm in tune with spirituality and with spirit. I call the great spirit, or just spirit. Like, there is something that goes beyond just this 3D physical plane of reality that influences the events around us. That's why we experience synchronicities. That's why, we have such strange phenomena that we can't explain. That's why there's events and things that happen in this world that we can't explain with science yet. That's why science is so important, is because I don't know why I'm getting off on this tangent right now, but like, that's why science is so important, because science and spirituality are coming together, because spirituality, all that is basically saying, hey, there's something bigger happening around us that we can't explain. And science is saying, we're only going to believe what we can explain. And like, so therefore, science has this goal to explore and learn and grow as much as possible, and spirituality is the same way. And eventually they'll meet in the middle and realize, oh wait, we can eventually explain on a scientific level the strange phenomenon that's happening on a deeper level. But we're not quite there yet as a society. We're kind of in our like preteen stages, our like adolescent hormonal stages as a society, where we're just kind of like pitching a fit and throwing a fit and having identity crises and all these crises around the world and everything. I don't know why I'm like talking about this stuff right now. So maybe you need to hear this. Like, it's going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Just ask for help. Like, keep fighting the good fight, and really like pay attention, like really take stock of your own abundance, especially your emotional abundance, and see how much life has showered you with blessings and with gifts, despite the pain and the suffering and the frustrations you may be going through it in this moment. This is what's coming up for you in the month of July, is like, you're going to need to really slow down and take stock of your abundance in order to move through the frustrations that you're experiencing. Also, asking for help and guidance from your ancestors. Really connect with your ancestors, and any spirit guide for that matter, but especially your ancestors, I'm definitely feeling. All right, let's pay attention here to the bottom of the deck energy. So we've got the Eight of Bows, which is the hearth fire. So, but it's reversed. I feel like there's a lot of people around you. Like there's going to be a lot of people around you. There's going to be a lot of moments to celebrate, moments to have fun, maybe even go drinking or dancing or just indulgence. I'm seeing indulgence, like overindulgence. Like the fact that this was reverses it. you might you might be very tempted to spend all of your time with other people in the month of July. But I'm really feeling like the fact that the Queen of Stones, the bear, is underneath this, and bears are pretty solitary creatures. And the fact that this bear is alone, and this Nine of Vessels, this generosity, this guy is alone, and each one of these is like a singular thing. Well, there's two in this, but it's like one singular picture here. And I see this bear almost like looking over to this guy over here, and like the orange in this picture is like the orange radiating from this guy. So it's like, maybe it's like orange is very much like the sacral chakra that has a lot to do with your creativity, your sexuality, your feminine aspect, the receiving of abundance, your emotions. Honestly, your pelvis is like the bowl of emotions. That's where you hold a lot of emotions, is in your pelvic area. Something about paying attention to that and really healing that area, and like really going for the things that nurture that area of your life, the creativity of that life. You might have to be a little more solo. Like you would probably benefit more by not disconnecting, but stepping away from the crowd and being a little more independent, a little more solo, in order to have those quiet moments, in order to take stock of your emotional fullness and emotional well-being, so that you can move forward and move through the difficulties of life. You are guided, Aries. Aries, you are guided. I know that for a fact. I don't want to say it doesn't matter what you do. You're going to prevail anyways, but it really doesn't. Like if you're in such a vibration where you're finding this reading and you're listening to this, then you can rest assured that you can trust yourself, you can trust your ancestors, you can trust your guides, you can trust the universe to take you in the direction you're meant to go, that you will persevere. The Queen of Stones, the bear, like bears are very, like they can persevere. They have extremely thick hides. They are very tough to kill, and they're very deadly. They're very solitary creatures too. So it's like finding your strength within, rather than going out and trying to find comfort in other people, and like, sharing, like airing your dirty laundry for everyone to see because you need help, like problem solving or whatever. Like, I'm not saying don't connect with the people around you, like, of course, but make sure not to overindulge in relying on other people too much to give you that emotional satisfaction and give you that satisfaction that you're looking for within. Really, it's a time to kind of go within yourself. And so that is your reading for the month of July 2022 for you, Aries. And before we go, I just want to mention the stone that I picked out for us fire signs, because I'm a fire sign as well. I'm a Sagittarius, sun and rising with a Cancer moon. Woohoo! Is the stone citrine. I've been wearing citrine for about a month now, and I can tell you right now, it will help you overcome whatever challenges you face, and it will also help you find that inner light. And it's kind of funny that it's the same color as that's been popping up in your reading a lot too. So very interesting. Anyways, I hope this reading helps, and I'm so glad you spent your time with me, and I cannot wait to read for you again later. Okay, bye.